2 years ago, I made a video covering the fastest boys in history, delving into the world records from each youth age group in the 100 meters. And these records came from a diverse variety of years, with some stemming as far back as over 2 decades ago. But unexpectedly, over the last 2 years, majority of these records have been demolished. 5 of them in 2025 alone, and more often than not, broken multiple times, and some by multiple athletes. So today I'm going to revisit these old records, take a look at where these athletes have ended up now that it's a couple years on, and then finally, who actually broke them.
That is absolutely huge. It's a new championship record.
Starting off with the original age grade 13 world record, sitting at an already baffling time of 10.82 seconds held by Darrell Brown. Since the original, I've never found footage of this race, but we can find results from races around the same time, Brown running 10.92 seconds at the 1998 Youth Carifta Games, age 13, and actually coming 5th. If his name sounds familiar too, it's because he went on to have a stellar pro career in the early 2000s, winning many junior medals, including breaking the junior 100 meter world record at the 2003 World Athletics Championships, where he actually wound up netting a silver at the age of 18.
Throw in on the inside, it is Brown coming strong at the finish.
To this day, the youngest ever 100 meter medalist at a global championship. But this year, in 2025, his record would get demolished at the Jamaican School National Championships, and not even by one athlete, but by 2 in the same race.
So to Rajon Romilly of St. Jago, Kai Kelly of Jamaica College and Finley, Kai Kelly of Jamaica College.
Kai Kelly, closely followed by Giovanni Finley, both dipping well below Brown's time. A disturbing 10.6 and 10.67 seconds in the boys' 10-13 championship final. I mean, what are we even seeing? Kelly ran with impressive form for such a young age, while Finley, 10.67, running pretty raw. Surprisingly, neither athlete had run under 11 seconds before that day, both only cracking the 11-second barrier for the first time in the preliminary rounds. And before we even mention age cheating, these kids look young up close. 13 is that age that's a bit too early for true talent identification. Early maturation playing a big role, but with speed like this, it's hard to deny these kids have a future somewhere in sport. The age grade 14 world record was also previously held by another Jamaican sprinter named Sachin Dennis, who in 2017 ran a ridiculous 10.51 seconds at an early season schoolboy meet. Although today Dennis is yet to make a significant mark on the pro scene, mainly running at the top level domestically within Jamaica, his PR today sits at 10.03 aged 23, and he did sign on professionally in 2022. But as of 2024, his records have been beat twice, and not by small margins either. The first to do it was in July of 2024 at the US Junior Olympics, by dual athlete USA's Dylan Mitchell. 10:45, taking a hefty 0.6 off the record. And considering this is a world record, this was a surprisingly tight race, since Mitchell was running a grade up in the 15 to 16 category. But this time would last for all of 1 month, because on August of the same year, at the infamous Lee Valley track known for fast times, UK's Divine Ehime would unassumingly place 4th at an elite level meet, running 10.30 seconds aged 14. In 1 year, these athletes had sliced 0.21 off the original record. Ehime had dominated the UK under-16 champs that year and ran fast times, but nothing quite near this 10.30 speed before or after. It was definitely an outlier of a time. Not to call it suspicious, youth athletes are more likely to have these one-off breakout performances because unlike pros, they don't exactly have a fine-tuned training system to peak correctly. A run this fast has also cemented him as the 3rd fastest under 18 in the entirety of Europe, ever. That's right, I don't just mean that year, 2024, I mean of all time. Although, in 2025, he would struggle to better this time, but at age 16, he still has a year and a half of eligibility to chase becoming Europe's fastest under 18 ever. The age grade 15 record was also previously held by the same athlete, Sachin Dennis. This time, a blistering 10.2 flat ran at an early season under 18 event in Jamaica.
Senate and the rest are coming. They're chasing, but Sachin Dennis is away, and away for good. Supreme, spectacular.
This time was achieved in perfect conditions, a 2.0 tailwind. And surprisingly, beside him in this race was another 15-year-old on his outside, running 10.37 for second. After Dylan Mitchell had the age grade 14 record snatched from beneath him last year, In 2025, he would make the sole claim for this record. As a freshman in high school, posting an insane season, running just above 10.2 outside the record on 4 separate occasions, as well as actually running under the old record 4 times, but 3 of them done illegally, 2 wind dated, while another time without a wind reader entirely. But as fate would have it, at the 2025 Texas State Championships, in the fastest high school race in history, he would finish a scarily distant 4th place in 10.17 seconds. It's crazy how unimpressive they made his record look in a high school race, and behind him in 5th place was another freshman. So far, of all the new record breakers these last 2 years, his times seem to have the most legitimate backing. The sheer volume of times he's run this fast, it's unlucky he was only able to lower the record once. It'll be interesting to see where Mitchell takes his talents, as he's also a highly sought after football recruit, already garnering multiple college scholarship offers before he's even old enough to be ranked nationally. Age 16 is now the last time we'll see a youth world record starting with the number 10. The old record held by a Thai athlete, Peribol Boonson, who ran an incredible 10.09 seconds at the Under-20 World Championships in the semi-final.
Coming through there is the Japanese Yanagita. Yanagita being passed by Boonson, and those are the 2 qualifiers.
Since this record, Boonson has only slightly lowered his PB, but proven himself fast consistently at the world level, qualifying for the semi-finals of the men's 100 meter at both the 2024 Olympics and 2025 World Championships. And still, at only 19 today, next year he's going to enter his first year as a senior athlete. And what was once a record held by an Asian athlete was taken by another. At the All Japan High School Track and Field Championships, Japan's Sarato Shimizu would demolish the field and this record. 10 seconds flat. An honestly ridiculous time for such an unassuming athlete. Shimizu is short, even amongst his Japanese peers, standing at only 5 foot 4 inches. Yet he has such a lengthy and fluid stride. Prior to this race, Shimizu had run a wealth of times within the 10.1 and 10.2 range, but like others on this list, this singular 10 flat time is an outlier. He ran some of these quick times at the Senior Japanese National Championships too, which work as their selection process for the World Championships. Unfortunately though, getting eliminated in the semis after a time of 10.25, which sounds ridiculous because the winning time was 10.23. And fun little fact, at the end of the 2025 season, Shimizu took a trip to the UK to race fellow prodigy Divine Ehime, who now aged 15 would slightly edge out the win over the older Shimizu. The age grade 17 world record was a long-lasting one from 2013, held by a fellow Japanese sprinter, Yoshihide Kiryu. He ran this wicked 10.01 seconds as a high schooler racing against Japan's fastest collegiate athletes and rolling them. And since his record, Kiryu has had a deep career of world and Olympic medals and finals as a core member of Japan's relay squad. Although, at the age of 29, for the first time since 2019, he made the World Championship in the 100 meter individually, after winning the 2025 Japanese National Championship. A hugely emotional moment for both him and Japanese fans alike. And in 2025, his record would be bullied multiple times. First, by Australia's phenom from down under, Gout, who ran 2 sub-10 second times, but they were wind aided. And of course, then there was also Sarato Shimizu who beat it. But the first athlete to truly take the record for themselves was USA's Tate Taylor, who honestly emerged from nowhere. He would demolish this time at the same Texas State Championship Dylan Mitchell ran his world record. Starting a little slow, but showcasing incredible closing speed into 9.92 seconds.
I told you Tate Taylor was one that can win it, and I think he does.
Taylor had run fast times earlier that season, but truthfully wasn't on the immediate radar, as in 2025 we saw a slew of high schoolers running 10 flat and even lower with wind-aided times. So it was shocking when he came from beneath this mix. Later this same season, Taylor would also take the 2025 US high school title, beating out 2 competitors who had also broken the 10-second barrier that same season, barely eking out Maurice Gleaton by the 100th of a second in the rain.
10-10, top 10 US
time this year to go with his 9.92.
But this 9.92 was so phenomenal, it also happened to break the previous age grade 18 world record held by the current 7th fastest man of all time, Trayvon Bromell. In 2014, as a college freshman, Bromell would run 9.97, a world junior record at the time.
Hold it. Trayvon Bromell, the freshman, does hold it.
And he would go on to have a turbulent career of highs, lows, and a lot of injury. But like Kiriu's time, in the last few years, this record has been beaten to a pulp. First in 2023, we saw Suriname's Isama Singer crack it with a 9.89 at the South American Championships, as well as running 3 other illegal 9.8 performances. Unfortunately though, or fortunately, his times would be wiped from the record books by a doping ban in 2024, meaning Taylor's 9.92 this year would stand alone as the record for just shy of 3 months. Because in June of 2025, the US National High School runner-up Maurice Gleaton would hit another gear, racing and beating some of the US's best sprinters with times of 9.83 and 9.87, but both times run with illegal tailwinds. Although, it would be at the 2025 US Track and Field Championships where he would prove that 9.8 speed was the real deal, making it all the way to the final, towing the line against 5 of the 10 world's fastest men, and finishing right behind them in 6th in the fastest 100-meter finals at a US championship in history.
We come to the line, but Norik takes it!
A clean 9.92 seconds, equaling the record. And lastly, the age grade 19 world record still sits in the hands of Trayvon Bromell. But for how much longer?
Coming through Quentin Butler, and in lane 1, Trayvon Bromell wins that one by a metre and a half. 9.84, and a legal.
11 youth world records, 6 broken in 2 years. In no other era have we seen anything like this. There isn't one reason as to why records are falling in record numbers. It's simply a culmination of small factors. The tracks are quicker, modern shoes are damn near incredible, training is better, and kids are hitting puberty earlier than ever due to modern day diets. And while some may argue early maturation might mean an early peak, well, the evidence of the past says when you run this fast at any age, you're most likely going somewhere, as every previous record holder on this list ended up running professionally. Whether that career was good, bad, or average, I don't think it really matters. So, the least I can assure you that sprinting over the next decade will be more exciting than ever, and it's going to be one hell of a time seeing where these careers end up. Thanks for watching, see you next time.